as Mr. Azad is doing his LA Fitness jump shot. Okay, all right.
That was a sideline pass.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought that was a ball fake.
It's a bounce pass.
Oh, okay.
Come on, Bill. It's a bounce pass.
No, I didn't see it.
You see that ball bouncing when he passed it right there?
There you go.
It's a good bounce pass.
Had a little spin on it, too, man.
Had a little spin on it. Well, unfortunately, some team that's not getting a bounce pass this way, and that's the Dallas Mavericks, EA. Your Mavericks are taking some hot L's here lately. So
not really.
Yeah, so let's get this straight, Billy. We lose to Houston, but we beat Milwaukee. Then we turn around and lose to the Spurs, and then we lose to
the Bucks. Oh no, sorry, no, sorry, not the Bucks. What was it? Now, who did we just lose to?
Now you just lost to Philly last night.
Philly, there you go. Listen, stop with everybody overreacting to the Philly loss. That was gonna happen.
No.
Second night of a back-to-back.
Oh no! Now you're making excuses. No.
Why can't I make excuses when
you
it's a valid excuse?
No, it's not.
It's a valid excuse.
No. You're making an excuse for the team now.
Listen. You don't have your guy Kristaps, who's been one of your top players, right? Mm-hmm. You're on the second night of a back-to-back where you're emotionally drained because the night before you went toe-to-toe with the Spurs physically. You went down their last shot. DeRozan ripped your heart out with that last second, little shot there to give him the win. You're not going to come back from that. You're just not. Mentally, you're not going. A lot of the ills of this team, for everybody in the NBA, is because of the shortened season we got going on here. A lot of back-to-backs. I'm not going to get you all worked up over the Philly loss. Now, you
should be worked up over every loss. They need every dub right now.
Yeah, but they're not going to win every dub. They're not that.
They're not playing. The Spurs don't have a superstar.
DeMar DeRozan.
You mean tell me you let DeMar DeRozan come down here?
Why are we trying to make DeMar DeRozan look like
You mean tell me they let DeMar DeRozan come down here and give him a hot L?
I mean, here's
you let John Wall and some nobodies beat you the other night.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was bad. I'm not going to defend
DeMar DeRozan is a bad basketball player,
Milwaukee.
Yeah,
without
Giannis. It's okay. Listen, you know what the problem is, and we've been flipping back and forth. We are over evaluating this team. Maybe this team is not that good enough. No.
What was your prediction for the Mavs this year?
That was preseason.
Oh,
okay. You cannot take me anything seriously preseason.
You ought to be. You was just getting on Billy about him turncoat. You done turncoat all the way on the Mavs.
Right.
And a couple weeks ago, you turncoated on KP. Don't think I forgot about you.
I didn't
you turncoated on him.
I was angry with him.
Yeah.
And now it looks like he and Luka are best friends again.
No. It's going back to. They're going back to.
No, they're not.
They're going back to blows.
What did they do?
He missed his last game.
That wasn't him. That was the team's call.
Luka don't hear it there. Luka not passing him the ball. We going alley oops. Dwight Powell want to come play? That's who we throwing alley oops.
Listen, they're fine. They're back together. They're in the honeymoon phase again.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they're in love. And they're going to go through their little things, but don't worry, guys. Things are going where we want them to go. We're still only 2 games back from Portland for the 6th seed. We have 19 games to go.
Yep.
Don't worry.
Hey, Billy, Rangers up 8-2. Suck it.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted to tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bandwagon,
Billy. Tell me whoever said that. Tell them to.
Well, I added the suck it part, but everybody's letting you know. Well, Rangers up 8-2.
That's fine. Tell them to come see me after they won 3 in a row. Tell them to come see me after they've won 3 in a row.
No, but listen, the Mavericks. We need to stop seeing this Mavericks team. Oh my God, they lost this game.
Yeah,
well, yeah, because the Phillies one of the best teams in the East, and yet all of a sudden we're worried about losing to one of the best teams.
You beat Utah. Utah was the best team in the West Conference.
Good job. Okay, those are wins there. Everyone's going to win and lose in the NBA. They're going to be losses.
But you just lost to the Spurs the night before.
I know, but there are losses you can't explain. There's going to be wins you can't
explain. You lost to the Houston Rockets a couple nights ago too.
Yeah. So we're an average team. So get over it.
I told you what's going on with the Cowboys, man. I told you what's going on with the Mavericks, man. They have like Cowboy syndrome. They play up and down to the level of their competition. That's what they've been doing. They get up for the games against the Jazz and these better teams, the Bucks, and then it's when you know you're better than the team, man, I don't care what anybody says, it's hard to get up to play that game. That's just my opinion.
Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. Michael Irvin once famously said that they were going against the Cardinals, and the cornerback kept talking shit to him, and he goes, well, thank you, I'm woke up now. And he destroyed them.
Yeah.
So, sometimes you do need that. But honestly, the Mavericks are just an average team.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can agree
they're
with that.
good. They're a good above average. They're a good to above average team.
Yeah.
and that's about it. That's
Yeah.
the best they can be. And they're going to be in the playoffs. They could get the 6th seed. They could even get to the fifth seed.
No, not now.
How do you mean not now? There's still
still
19 games.
You got to go on a hell of a run.
They can do it,
There's
man.
19 games in a row.
Well, not if
Or
you're
19
losing
games.
to teams like the Spurs and the Rockets.
Okay. Anyway, but regardless,
They
we'll see
win
what
four.
happens.
They win 4 in a row. They'll
I
be right
still
there.
think-
And I don't see a 4 in a row.
Hold on, time out.
It's coming.
Time out.
Right now.
You don't see them getting. They're only 2 games out of the 6th seed.
You don't think they can win 4 in a row, especially with the schedule coming up the way it is?
Hold on, let me ask you a question. You don't think that they can overcome a 2-game deficit?
Right now, I don't know what's going on. Like we were talking about last night. Something's going on where some games they have energy, and some games they don't have energy. Like they come out and play hard, and then the next game they're like, not tonight.
So again,
I need them to turn. I need ferocity from the Mavericks over the next couple games. I'm concerned about them beating Lil Ja tomorrow night.
That's a dub.
I'm a little concerned. They got the Knicks again. You know, they barely survived that game a couple weeks ago. I'm
okay, but can I bring up your team with LeBron's team with LeBron and AD on it? When they were playing, there were plenty of games where they just barely survived too. So again, we're looking through the Mavericks.
Okay.
glasses.
Difference between the Lakers and the Mavericks. The Lakers just won a championship.
That doesn't mean anything. I hate when people do that. That
Well-
doesn't mean anything.
Well, they
Do
have.
they get a pass?
No, I'm not saying they get a pass, but they're
That's
gonna.
what he's saying.
They're gonna coast. I mean, hell, Brooklyn got players off every other week.
Okay. So teams coast. Well, again, the point is,
Oh
all
no! Billy said this last night. We're not a team that can coast.
no, we're not good enough.
We're not good enough to coast.
I understand that, but I'm just saying all teams coast.
Yeah.
And we're telling you, they don't need to be coasting.
Okay,
they need to be going full throttle every game.
my thing is, I still think it's viable for them to make up the 2-game difference with Portland. Portland hasn't been lighting the world on fire either. Their trade didn't really get them on a win streak. They're not really. They're kind of just there. They've just been.
That move is more for playoffs, though.
I understand that, but I'm just saying they might fall into the 7th seed. You never know. I'm saying right now,
Portland falling 7th seed?
Yeah, it can happen.
I can see
it's
them
a
probably
2
falling to 6. I don't see them falling to 7.
They are 6. Portland's 6.
I thought Portland was 5th.
No, they're
no, they're
6.
6.
Your Lakers.
Okay,
are
the
5th.
Mavericks. Yeah, the Lakers. The Lakers done fell.
Yeah. So I'm saying.
Well,
the
don't
Mavericks-
hold on. Then let me just say, when LeBron get back, don't expect for the Lakers to be down too long. They creep back
fine.
up.
But my thing is this: the Mavericks right now, you don't like those losses against, especially against Houston.
No.
You don't like that loss against San Antonio. That one hurt. I'm really telling you right now, that one hurt. I really don't care about the Philly loss. I really don't.
Me either.
I have
Same
no-
thing I told you last
You
night.
shouldn't cherry pick losses. You need to care about all the losses.
No, I don't.
You should.
No, that's it's. An
That's
NBA.
a really, really
The
good basketball team they played,
Yeah.
man. They didn't really
Hey,
stand much of a
listen,
chance,
we're not
even
just-
full strength.
Okay, well, I want you on their biscuit, like you say. I want you on their biscuit when they lose to the Grizzlies too.
That's,
not
a
happening.
their
different
business.
story. That's a different story.
Don't
What's
have to worry
the
about
what's the
that.
difference?
Because the Grizzlies are the team you should beat.
Houston is a team you should beat. The Spurs are a team
I know.
you should
Did
beat.
I just said those 2 losses really hurt.
Right.
But the loss against the 76ers, I really even if they
Didn't we already beat the 76ers once? Oh, we lost to them twice?
Yeah.
So you lost 2 games
Yeah.
to the 76ers?
yeah. They're a top team in the Eastern Conference.
They're a top team in the league, period.
Yeah. And you're acting like we should have destroyed
Right.
them.
Didn't we blow the
What kind of confidence do you have? You know what's funny?
Didn't we blow the Clippers out by 50?
Wait.
That was with Kawhi, without Kawhi.
It doesn't matter.
That was also
As you
like
told
when
us.
the
Did we
season
beat
first
That was the
did,
second
started.
game of
did
the
we beat
season.
them with Kawhi?
Yeah, we did.
Didn't we beat them with Kawhi?
Very, very handedly, by the way.
Okay.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Before the season, you were kind of still on the Mavericks.
Oh, no, I
but
never-
now all of a sudden you're like the Mavericks should beat every team.
I didn't say they should beat every team, but
You're
there's a difference in losing and not giving effort.
Okay.
And like they were, you probably watching Bally Sports last night. You probably watching the Bally channel. But last night, Jeff Van Gundy was talking about some of the things that I have discussed about Luka. Like you said, when he missed his 3 and he dropped his head down, he was like, "See, he can't do that. He's the leader on this team. They go off of him. When he missed the shot and drops his head and run, and then he's like, look, he jogged back on defense like he didn't even care. He was like, he's not engaged right now because he missed the shot. And he was like, they can't have that on that team if he's going to be the leader. They look up to him. They go off of him.
I had ESPN muted. I just watched it. I didn't want to hear it.
Of course.
Well, I don't need to hear their.
You need it's called an education.
No. It's called. I've heard their national. I hate national broadcasts because they don't know exactly what's going on technically with the team.
They really don't.
There is a flip side because then you hear the local team and sometimes they homer it up a little too much.
Right. That's why I always like listen to national broadcasts because they're going to give you
The national broadcast just cares about the top 2 teams in the league and they don't care about anybody else.
That's not true because when they broadcast in the game, they actually are making points.
No.
Van Gundy's making points. Mark Jackson's making points.
That was the first time Van Gundy made a good point about the Mavericks.
Van Gundy makes good points all the time. I wouldn't say all the time.
Yeah, Van Gundy makes some dumb points.
Mark Jackson makes good points all the time.
That's just their basketball knowledge, man. But to his point, what he's saying, man,
like
the national media, they only focus on
when
LA,
they give it, it's good to listen to them because you get a different view of what other people around the league are saying about the Mavericks, as opposed to I know what I'm gonna get for Followell, Skin, and Harp every night.
Step back, Jack.
Yeah, I already know what I'm gonna get for them. But when I watch, when I see them on TNT and I'm listening to Reggie and them, I'm looking to see because they're going off of what they've seen and what they've heard around the league about the team.
Sure, I get that.
That's why I listen.
Yeah. The thing is also is that they don't follow the team well. I know. I've talked to people. You know how national people do it. They don't get much time to like actually get into that game. Right. So the Mavericks they barely know anything about it. So they're just gonna go off what the very bare minimum they know, and then they kind of expand on that. And it's not really giving you that much information.
Well, there are certain people who you can tell probably like Doris Berg. When you can tell she watches the game.
No, Doris Berg's different.
No, I'm just saying she watches the game. Like Reggie Miller, I can tell Reggie Miller watches games. Like he brings up in the
I don't get why people hate Reggie Miller.
I don't know because I don't know, but when he broadcasts, he brings up other games. He'll be like, "Well, he played this the other night. When he did this the other night." It's like, okay, see, Reggie watches basketball.
There's some analysts national that you look like they've never turned on a Maverick game in their life. And
I'm glad you said that because there's something that's been I'm starting to question a little bit, EA. And Billy did this the other night, and he should be ashamed of himself. Okay, what he tried to do is he's trying to drive a wedge, a direct line. He wants to sink shit in the locker room with the Dallas Mavericks. With a comment he made saying,
"What did you do?"
Nothing.
He said that Kristaps Porzingis is the within the past 2 weeks,
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Excuse me, I didn't mean to short a week. Is the best player on the Dallas Mavericks.
That's right.
And, he's been going in on his nephew about he's not doing this and he's not doing that. And I just felt that he's trying to drive a line and make people choose. Because you know what happened after he did that on the post-game show? Everybody was commenting, oh, Billy's right. Yeah, this Luka, he does this and he does that. KP is balling. Billy's right. Luka's just out of control. He's doing this and he's doing that. I was like, wow, just that quick. He turned the people on Luka.
No. It's not about turning. I'll let you go ahead and say what you're going to say. Go ahead.
All I'm going to say is I'm having a headache now.
Don't do that.
Because this season has been, it's Luka's fault. No, it's KP's fault.
Yeah.
It's Luka's fault. Then randomly, it's Rick's fault. Then it's it's like.
And Mark Cuban's fault, too. Let's forget him.
Donnie, too.
Yeah. Everybody.
Listen, can we pick the bad guy and let it be the bad guy?
It's not a bad guy to build it, man. All those guys are good. I mean, some guys do their jobs better than others. I think Luka Doncic, obviously, he's the best player on this basketball team, period. Okay, we know that. I just said over the past couple of weeks, man, KP's been balling. He's really been balling, man. And you can make a sound argument that he has been the best player on this basketball team over the past couple of weeks. It's not to say that Luka hasn't put up better numbers, but as far as affecting the game all the way around, from rebounding to scoring to defending, blocking shots, affecting the game, hitting shots in big moments, Kristaps Porzingis has been the man over the past 3 weeks.
I wouldn't say 3 weeks, but within the last 2, maybe even more like last week. Last week is more like it. I think it's been 3 weeks is a little too much because 3 weeks we were still in the KP and Luka having a little back.
Yeah. Well, I can agree with
3
that.
weeks.
So we say maybe
3 weeks is too much.
And it quickly turned to see what happens when you get KP the ball. See what happens when you do
But
that?
we've been saying that though. You got to give him.
We got breaking.
The ball.
We got breaking news.
Perfect.
We got breaking news.
Perfect. First off, perfect. Perfect. When you say perfect timing, it don't get no perfect than this right here because first off, it's pickup time, and they were calling for this guy on the post game show last night. They wanted to hear what he had to say because Billy's been on a rant about his the guy he doesn't like. Well, let's scrap all that right now because let's just soak in the fact that joining us in the studio right now after returning from vacation and the exciting news of his daughter being accepted to Howard University.
Oh, yeah.
He's at Tobosh10 on Twitter. Get over there and follow that account where they talk guys, sports, porn, and apparently college now.
And Bills.
Oh yeah, and Bills.
Congratulations.
Got going something new in 2021.
So basically, you got to do some overtime now that she's going to Howard.
You can't quit that job anytime soon.
So shout out to the kiddo for finally. She was waiting on either. She had already been accepted to Spelman.
Good.
That's Hillman on Different World.
right.
They just changed it around.
But she really, really wants to get into Howard. So
Look at that. The numbers just went right up.
Yeah.
Just went right up.
but no, she
Who's this honey?
what's the name?
Oh, went to high school with her. She got high.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but
Right on
congratulations
there.
to Cameron Hatcher. She did it, man. I really had little influence on that whole thing. She's just a nerd. I start out like that, but then of course I want to be cool.
Yeah. It happens. So is this a scholarship or what are we doing?
We're working on those.
Okay.
Of
course they say you're accepted. They didn't tell you we're gonna pay for the full.
Oh hell no.
Yeah.
like there are other schools, UTA, who offer her almost pretty much a full ride.
Okay.
Just to grace her, grace them with their presence.
More towards that way. It's a full ride.
It's all the alma mater too for.
That's my alma mater.
Yeah.
For myself
stay local, things
right.
like that.
But then again, I also want to get out of my house. Get out.
Why? She's not.
No, she's a really good kid, but at the
She doesn't
same
bother anybody.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm like, nah, you got to get out. Go live. Go enjoy.
Wow. Kicking his daughter out. Well, I'm glad you're here because we were just talking about a sensitive situation where Billy the other night on the postgame show tried to drive a wedge right between Luka and Porzingis the other night with some comments.
And they just got back together.
Yeah,
I'm not here to drive wedges.
Very out of line what he was trying to do.
I'm not here to drive wedges between people.
He stopped the show to make this comment. I let him go with it, but I was just like, wow, this is what you're gonna do after this, huh? He makes it known that KP for the past
EA correctly.
He said 2 weeks. You say 3.
Yeah, 2.5, 3
I
weeks.
said within the last week, honestly.
Okay,
but not you went crazy with 3
he
weeks.
said 3 weeks.
No, I'm going to say 2.5, 3 weeks from what I recall.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
2 or 3 weeks that KP has been the best player on the Dallas Mavericks. Number 6 is balling, is what he said.
Better
than
number 77.
Better than number 77 on the floor. And a guy like you, who is not so bought into Mr. Porzingis, how does it come in like that? Because when I heard it, I was like, oh, he's trying to divide the locker room. He wants distinction in the locker room. Now, and it's sad to watch because the moment he said it on the postgame show, people were, oh, yeah, Billy's right. KP, you see what happens when you get him the ball? I mean, Billy's speaking the truth right now. He's doing it. He is on point.
Well, they say the truth is in the pudding, man. It's all in that thing.
They turned on Lukas so quick. Luka's a ball hog. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that.
You also used to be one of those guys too.
I was at the point where I was like, okay, he needs to grow and elevate his game where I was at.
Yeah,
this guy here.
You were also pissed that he got triple doubles, and
his
they were
triple doubles
losing.
will come with L's. I don't do L's.
Okay,
I need dubs.
Look at Russell Westbrook.
I'm not a Russell Westbrook guy. And a guy like that, he's already made it known what his intentions are.
Okay. Wait a minute.
He's made it known. He's here to get his.
You got to stop.
He said it.
You got to stop. That's you're saying that's not. You're taking it out of context.
Listen, I want a guy on my team who wants to win championships.
All right, so let Tovash respond to these slanderous comments.
But before you go, I do like what Lukas said. What Lukas said the other day, he says, "I'm here to win a championship. If I don't win a championship, none of this means nothing." So. Guy like Luka can play on my team.
Yeah, I like those comments. It's reminiscent of what Romo was saying.
Yeah.
Pretty much when he said, if I go to Seattle and if I win a championship there, it's not nothing compared to, if I won one in that particular team in Dallas. So yeah, I get that. I appreciate that, Luka. But I also need Luka to become what a LeBron is outside of hopping to super teams, what a Kawhi is outside of hopping to super teams. I need
Miami.
I need who was this?
Kawhi
going to Miami.
Yeah, they're coming for him hard after the.
Man, that's fine, but
I also heard the Warriors want him too.
He'd rather stay in his home state, so I think he's good there. Luka needs to be more like those guys when it comes to the being the leader on the team,
leadership,
and having an ace number 2.
Okay.
So it's an ace, but it's the number 2. So an ace, like we said in the hood, an ace boom coon.
Yeah. You got
but having that ace So you got to learn to play with that ace. Kawhi went and got his ace.
Yeah.
LeBron went and got his ace. The front office went and got Luka's ace.
Yeah.
So they still got, some gelling to do.
True.
And it's almost like being in a 6-month relationship versus a 6-year relationship. In 6 years, you know what I do. You know when I go pee. You know when I fart. You know when I laugh. You know what's funny to me. In 6 months, you're like, I don't know what that motherfucker's about to go do.
Right.
And also, they haven't played technically that much together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then then we start. We're seeing, and I always have the bit, and it's a bit of mine, but I always have the bit. KP doesn't like to play basketball, but like you just said, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, we see it, but at the same time, Kawhi gets a low management. LeBron sometimes gets a low management. So
my guy's got 800. He's got an ankle injury.
He has an injury.
Yeah. Ankle.
So let's see, KP besides Kawhi Leonard is the only guy who gets an excessive amount
Don't forget
of
about
low
Brooklyn,
management.
everybody in Brooklyn low managing right now. I mean, cool.
That
James Harden.
team is full of weirdos. That team is full of weirdos. So you got one guy that's angry at white people. You got one guy that's fat, and then you got another guy who's angry at Uncle.
Yeah, and Saul.
So that team is kind of weird.
Well, who's fat?
You know who he is.
And he's the most.
Wait a minute, man.
And he's the most consistent guy on that team.
Quarter pound Harden, man. That's what they call it. Quarter pound.
So you got cheeseburger. You got cheeseburger Eddie over there.
Oh, come on, man! My guy put up 30 consistently, man.
Fries, I'll crash it.
So with Luka and KP still got some gelling to do.
Yeah,
and I just need Luka to get outside of that losing. I can't lose every single game. This, that, or the other. I need him to calm down a little bit because he's continuously going through those growing pains. Mm-hmm. And for superstars like that, they will experience those growing pains. Yeah, especially if he wants to bring a championship to a city that just only had one anyway.
Right.
How do you feel about his comments about the play-in game? Because I last night I said on the post-game show, I think the Mavericks might need their play-in game to get them going, get the energy going with them. Get on a hot streak, kind of like Portland did, and just ride that thing into the playoffs and keep going.
That's risky, though.
I think Luka will ball out in those two tournament games.
I think he will ball out in those two tournament
games. Let's remind everybody: the play-in tournament, it's not 2 games. If you lose once, then it is 2 games. If you win one, if they're the 7th seed, they win. They're automatically in the playoffs. So just want to make sure. Hopefully, the Mavericks don't lose if they are in the play-in game.
Well, win games. You don't have to worry about that. Don't lose to Houston and San Antonio. You won't have to worry about playing games.
Here's my thing on Luka's comments. I think I'm fine with Luka's comments. I don't like Mark Cuban's comments because Mark Cuban, he's the owner. He agreed to this. They knew what was going on. The only reason why they're all coming out like, oh, I don't like the playing game is because they're dangerously in it right now.
Yeah, they're in the mix.
It's just kind of weird that with 19 games left in the season, now they're complaining about the playing. They could have complained about that in January, but they didn't.
I mean, there was a lot of pulling. And I was saying that. I was saying it all season. Stop pulling these dudes so much. But see, now we're faced with, we must win these last 4 or 5 out of 5, or we must do this, or we must do that. Now let's turn it on. Like, it's like, bro, all you have to do in January is win a couple of games. You set those guys out, but you lost.
Yeah.
All you had to do is take care of business over here just last week, but you lost.
There were like multiple games, like Oklahoma City, that one game where they didn't even rest anybody. It wasn't a night back to. It wasn't the second night.
Yeah, they sat both, and I think they sat both.
Yeah,
both of those guys,
and they literally sat them because they said they looked at Oklahoma City and like we could just win this game, and they lost.
You can't look at it like that either.
Yeah, I know that was. I don't know what the front office or the coaching staff or whoever was making that decision.
Yeah, we know. Well, here's the thing though. I know everybody gets mad at KP and Luka for sitting out. Rick Carlisle and Mavericks pretty much made known at the beginning of the season that Porzingis wasn't playing back-to-backs.
Right.
Yeah.
It was known. It was understood from the get-go that it wasn't happening. Now, I don't know if everybody thought because they would win a game the night before and they was like, oh, well, yeah, you know what? They won't do that. And it's like, nah, they're saving him for the playoffs.
That's why I was kind of pissed about the Spurs game is because I knew they're going to lose the next night against Philly. I already knew that because I knew Porzingis wasn't going to play. Yeah. And I knew that they were already kind of spent from that game anyway. Yeah. So they keep making these decisions. I think it's not going to last. Maybe next season it won't happen because I think this season, because the way of the pandemic and everything's condensed, I think that's why they're doing it. It's a condensed season. Hopefully we get out of this little back-to-back resting thing next season.
Well, I said that before too. This Mavericks team just simply isn't good enough to take nights off where we can say, okay, we're going to sit KP and then we're going to sit Luka and then we're going to get real bold and sit both of them and then run these out. We're just not good enough to.
You
do
should
that.
not lose to the Oklahoma City.
We shouldn't, but we're just not.
We're
If you think about it, when those guys are not out there, man, where's your scoring coming from?
Well, we almost
THJ,
won.
that's it.
Did you say almost?
Yeah, we almost.
Brandy has his song said almost doesn't count.
Yeah,
That's what Brandy said.
too.
Great, really great song.
Really
One of my
But-
favorite tracks by her.
Teams like
First crush
Oklahoma
ever.
and the Spurs. Well, the Spurs are coming for your ass because they still have good coaching.
And they know we want their player next year too.
Which one?
DeMar.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we want
What's
him.
wrong with DeMar?
Yeah, we want him.
I'm
want him.
I'm good without him. I mean, if Toronto got rid of him for one of the game's great best players, then why do you want him?
Well, we need somebody who's gonna put points on the board.
He can do that.
He
can
gave
do that.
in the little mid-range game. We need a mid-range player. We don't have that.
I think he
Not
takes
at all.
too many ill-advised shots from my blood.
Well, you guys tell me Rick Carlisle's the best coach.
One of them.
Yeah, one of the best coach. He gets the best out of anybody. I think that Rick Carlisle get the best out of a guy like DeMar DeRozan.
Well, okay, you said it takes too many bad shots. Okay, that's fine, but he won't
So
be the
does
number.
Luka.
But he won't be the number one option. He'll be your third
And then
scoring option.
that would be his problem though, because
think
you can't tell a dude. You can't tell a dude who ran a team in Toronto, who then got traded and came down here to run a team in San Antonio, to now be your third option here in Dallas. Either
he could be second. I
But
mean,
either he'll buy into it, or he'll try to put his numbers up like a Monte Ellis would do, or like a Stephon Marbury would try to do. Like, you gotta tread lightly with guys like that who take ill-advised shots and who just like to gun the ball.
well, the Mavericks need a player like him though. They need, as you saw last night, when them threes wasn't falling, they just kept shooting them. A guy like DeMar DeRozan, he gonna go get you two.
You know what?
What's that?
Do you remember a few weeks ago we were talking about Austin Rivers coming? And I was like, on Twitter, I was like, I'd rather have.
No, I was
Austin.
talking about Austin from what's the name? You thought I was talking about Austin Rivers. I was talking about the little kid from Oklahoma.
Which one?
Austin. I can't think his name. He was in the tournament, and I was like, "Yeah, I take him."
Like college player.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. You thought I was talking about Austin Rivers.
Oh, okay. Because you were saying I got a jersey for him.
yeah,
And
that's what I was talking about. I got
I instantly started going Austin
Austin
Rivers,
Rivers,
and
yeah.
I was like,
only like 15 spots in the team. Like you have.
Well, don't worry about it because we ain't got no draft picks, so don't even worry about it. We can't draft him. We got
just-
zero.
So going back to the Mavericks this season, because we can't do anything about it. We got to play with the guys we got now. What do y'all think? Do you think the Mavericks are able to get past them to go to 12 first? Do you think they'll get to the 6th seed? They're about 2 games back of Portland with the 6th seed, and 19 games left. Do you think they can do it?
yeah, that's easy. Stop sitting people, coach, and Mark and Donnie. Just stop sitting your players. Let them ball out. Then get your cushion or get your get where you're supposed to be, and then you can rest them for a few games or whatever. But
You
now,
know,
I mean,
you
they
know
can't.
why your theory might be coming right about the Mavericks kind of might lost in this trade, because we're trading for a guy who can't play every night, and not only that, it's costing us.
He don't like that.
Yeah, it's costing us in the end. It's costing you
But
big
is
time.
it his fault though?
I'm not saying it's his fault, but
Yeah.
here's the thing:
There's
you traded for a guy who can't play every night.
Yeah, he's living.
This year, that's the only reason why, and we already knew that.
But he missed half of the season already.
we already knew that was going to happen.
Okay, but that's
Did we?
That's
Yes?
How?
They told us at the beginning. Like
Okay,
you said
well-
earlier, they weren't gonna.
Well, he did have a surgery after the bubble, right?
right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying he already missed half a season. He came back and then he doesn't play back to backs. So I gave up a first round pick for a guy that I kind of could have drafted and been fine with and just been okay.
You wouldn't have been able to draft a guy like KP.
Not at all.
The way the Mavericks were thinking.
Wait, when
they're
did we get we got KP what?
2 years ago.
18,
About a year and a half.
2018.
Was it 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, the latter part of 2018.
We weren't.
I'm trying to remember who came out there. I'm trying to remember who came out that year.
But we weren't going to get anybody close to KP. Was a top
Yeah.
3 pick.
Well, it's not even. Is it what KP was?
Yeah, wasn't he a top 3 pick?
he was a top pick in the draft, like
Yeah,
top 5.
I'm just saying
Because he was coming off of what? An AC? Was he coming off?
That was.
No, we're talking about when he got
we're
drafted.
talking about-
Foot
No, I'm
and
talking
a-
about when we
it was
traded
a-
for him.
A
Oh,
shoulder,
yeah.
a foot, and the meniscus, I think.
Right. Okay. So
Th-
he already
those are
had
his injuries.
Yeah, he already had three coming out the gate.
No, I'm not going to count shoulder and those kind of things because every player in the freaking league has those. I'm talking about yes, you can count the meniscus or the knee and the meniscus
And the
That's
ankle.
fine.
Was it ankle too or foot?
He had a.
He has
His
a foot,
foot.
a knee, and
Yeah.
a shoulder.
Okay. The foot we took it when he had the foot problem.
We trying to sing that song.
Oh,
And another thing too, I think
think
another reason why New York was so easy to give him up too was because of that whole situation that happened when he came here too, with the girl in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I think they gave him away because of that too, also, which is shocking because I mean, it's New York.
I will give him this though. By the way, he was a 4th round pick in 2015.
Okay,
You mean fourth overall?
I'm
pick.
sorry,
Fourth
overall
pick.
first round.
Yeah, and they booed him when they drafted him.
They booed
So
everybody.
I'll give him this.
They do.
He kind of did hoop against Milwaukee and San Antonio in quote unquote back-to-back games, not day to day, but he played one April 8th and then came back on the 11th and hooped again, and he gave you pretty much 28 a game and then 14, 15.
And that's
rebounds
what
a
Billy
game.
like. Billy likes the 20-point games.
Oh,
Billy-
we see it.
We
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah,
That's what
Billy's
he's
not
supposed to give you.
having with the 15, the 17
Because he's
he
too
needs
good
20.
for-
He
he's
needs
too good
20.
for
He needs
50
20 plus.
points a night.
he can't
That's
give
right.
you. He can't give you 3 games in 4 days.
I don't know.
But that's
my
no.
thing is, I
Listen,
don't know
here's the
that-
thing.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. We're looking at it like, oh, he can't play because he is actually injured. He's not injured.
Right,
They're
the
just
Mavericks are
resting
doing
him.
this, right.
So
Well, remember they said it was a wrist, and I was like, well, yeah, he got injured. He injured his wrist back in, and I was like, what?
that was a weird.
How did the NBA not even?
I'm about
How did the
to-
NBA
I
not even
gotta-
take a look at that?
I got to open up an investigation about that. But regardless, he's balling now. The Luka and KP bromance is somewhat. back.
Oh, here goes David Barber. You could have signed Randall instead of trading for KP.
Well, remember that the front office.
Right, on
didn't
time out.
like
Yeah,
Randall.
front office didn't like him, but they traded for KP.
By the way, Randall wouldn't come here anyway. I don't think he would have.
They're saying, why
No,
not?
he wouldn't on his own. Wouldn't want to come here.
Why not?
'Cause I don't. What's the whole thing that guys in Dallas don't like to come back to their hometown? There's a whole notion, and there was a lot of talk when we were talking about Randall coming here when he was a free agent. All sign here that he didn't want to come play in Dallas.
I think he did say something about he.
yeah,
didn't want
he
to.
does not want to because he again for some reason players don't like playing in their hometown. It's just a
Well,
weird
that,
thing.
that is.
Chris Bosh did not want to come here. Darren Williams took it. Well, Darren Williams wanted to, but at the end, the very end of his
we
career.
lucked up with that.
It's kind of hard because when you come back play for your hometown, I think Chris Bosh explained it. He said the reason why is because, man, everybody has access to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, family, friends, and all they do is they call and bug the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Can you get me tickets? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you come do this for me? Can you do that? And he was like, it's
Yeah.
a mind. It takes over you, and you can't really enjoy your time to the point where you want to go somewhere out of state to where you.
That's
don't
why
have to
when
worry
I'm
about
rich, I'm going to hire somebody to deal with all of it.
Yeah, you can get
There really is a thing.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
I've seen it. You know, personally. Not myself, but I had a friend. You know, that played in the NBA, and I saw it there. And his game declined, of course, because we were in the streets every single day, and he saw.
Way to admit
You
you
know-
ruined his career, man.
Huh?
Way to admit you ruined his career.
I didn't know his career. It was just his
It's
action.
like we were in the
because
streets.
he's-
His career.
I mean,
declined,
but we
were in the
were,
streets.
we were, and like, I mean, I get those guys that see that, but also, some athletes get up for it,
Yeah.
you know, and so I think with him, you know, people really didn't even remember he was from Dallas. Like, I mean, you hooped and you went to Kentucky. We didn't sing his praises when he was at Kentucky. Oh, he's a Dallas guy. We really didn't do that. And then you went to the big ass but Prestonwood, the big super huge church / basketball team, whatever it was. He went there, and I mean, we really wouldn't sing his praises then. We didn't even know.
We didn't even know Julius Randle.
So to say you're really from Dallas, if the city is not, you know, singing your praises like we do with some athletes, Kershaw, you know, shit like that, and you're in the streets every single day,
Larry Johnson.
right? Then Michael Johnson,
Yeah.
you know, then we're like not really acknowledging you being from Dallas. I'm sorry, you know, I gotta say that, but so he would have fit if he would have, you know, if he would have been a Dallas Maverick. I really don't think he would have had problems with that.
Well, he said he didn't want to.
Well,
If they say that, then that's true. Then
yeah.
Plus, he's still young.
Well, we got to talk about Billy's favorite team, and Mr. Zod is representing strong tonight as he is rocking his Cowboy shirt because there's a draft getting ready to come up. And I'm representing for the Rangers. Who are they still up 8-2?
Oh, they won.
Oh, look at that, Billy!
8-3.
2 words for you, pal. Suck it. Rangers win. Mr. Dodgers fan.
4 letters. YAWN. Yawn.
What we need to be doing is like a hyping up Jason Robinson for this Dallas Stars because that dude is playing out of
Okay,
his
see,
mind
now we
right
got
now.
some Stars representation.
Okay, there you
here.
go.
Now we've fulfilled our quota. We've talked about all teams on the backdrop. We fulfilled the quota now. So, but let's take a break. We come back. Let's talk about the Cowboys. They got some stuff going on.
Hits!
Huh?
Hits!
No.